I'm going to read you an excerpt from A Little Death, the first novel I have written in English. It's about a Chinese feminist who was persecuted by her society, is now finding her footing in England. Can you see the flea market down the hill? Miss Cassandra asked, excited. Whenever she's excited, her cheeks turn rose pink, like a young lady in a pantomime. Yeah, I nod and race to catch up with her. There are so many things listed in Miss Cassandra's must-see and awaiting me to explore. Flea markets, charity shops, and jumbo sales are at the top of it. Not because I have all the time in the world, simply because I too, like Miss Cassandra, just don't have the money to graze in shopping malls. The market spreads before me like a sea of pirate goods, glistening under the pale and scentless daylight. The wind mixed with perfumes and something else, the smell of moldy leather, of old brass fireguards, of dusty furniture and dry flowers, all blowing from the endless open-air stores. The air is filled with human voices, loud and full of life and enthusiasm, dismembering the air around my ears. In my hometown, we had a place like this one too. The locals call it Ghost Market. As the name suggests, it can only be opened before dawn. My mother and I used to get up around 3 a.m. in the morning, trotting 3 or 4 miles to do our weekly shopping there. Everything had to be sold in a suspicious faint light and bargained in slurred whispers. Stuff ranged from ice and vegetables to stuff ranged from rice and vegetables to smuggled second-hand shoes and woolly jumpers, or pretty much everything. Some items scattered from a landfill full of imported waste on the shore and still smell of waste. But we didn't care at all, nor did the vendors. Most vendors couldn't afford rent in the new-built shopping center or anywhere else in the city anyway. Some had their old stores cleansed by the police after the government launched a campaign on building a tidy and beautiful city, and therefore had to risk a heavy fine, so had to make quick sales before daylight arrived. My mother managed to save a lot of money for my school fees, and most of all, for my brother's future wedding, thanks to the ghost market. Now here I am. It's not hard to get one's footing in something that one is already so familiar with. I start looking around like a frog in an old pond. There are men wearing dresses over their trousers to gain attention for their stores, wigs and high heels hanging on racks, sexy night dresses piling up on baskets. You have no idea what people throw out these days. Half-used face powders, nail polishes and lipsticks, as new sunglasses and gorgeous slippers, all pre-loved, some even big brands in splendid condition. Evidently, you can buy pretty much everything in here, from head to toe, and transform yourself from a Cinderella into a Duchess for less than a tenner, or in this icy cold gloominess. A chubby girl with a dimple on her face approaches me with a funky plastic handbag. How about this, sweetheart? It got you written all of it, the girl says. To you, because I like you, just £2. No, definitely not this one. Miss Cassandra quickly jars me away. You need some posh stuff, love, you know what I mean? Something posh to go with a nice, decent dress for your date. Miss Cassandra underlines the words posh through her bold, great Yarmouth accent. I nod posh, though I have heard it before. Somehow it appears to be yet another alien word to me. How on earth would I figure out what's posh and what isn't? This is the trickiest bit in English. You know exactly what it means, but you just can't define it. What do you say? Miss Cassandra asked. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Suddenly, I lost interest in buying anything here. My tongue steps back before to pre-language, and I closed my mouth. After a thorough dig, Miss Cassandra can't find anything posh enough for me, but does select 3 pairs of half-male trainers for herself. I really needed them, she smiles. I understand, I nod again. Working as a cleaner for 3 places, Miss Cassandra hardly gets the chance to sit. She stands roughly 11 hours a day, including 2 hours, commuting back and forth on trains or buses. Her spine doesn't look too bad for her age, but it will bend sooner or later. In a charity shop near Deptford Bridge, Miss Cassandra has finally found a nice, decent dress for me. I tried it on. It looks ridiculous, but I don't want to disappoint her, so I take out a $5 from my purse and pay for it. Not bad, yeah? You'll be expecting to pay at least 60 quid for something like that, Miss Cassandra claims. It's from Mrs. Spencer. Apparently, it looks really posh. It's a light grey nightdress, very symmetrical. The lower part of the dress stiff with silver sequins, supposed to look like a mermaid, but somehow it looks more like a cheese grater when it flashes. Thank you.